guys, it's Nova here, and I felt like I was long overdue for a vlog update. So I'm just going to be crocheting and doing a little update. Unlike usual, I don't have a bunch of finished products sitting up here to go over, but I'm wearing one of them, one of the things I made since my last update, which is this granny square hat that I did with a mushroom granny square. I am so in love with it. I'm probably just gonna wear it forever now. So it's 4 mushroom granny squares around, and then I used Crystal from Bag O' Day, her granny square hat tutorial. I used it to figure out how to do it. So obviously I didn't do the way she did her granny squares. I didn't use those granny squares, but like figuring out how to stitch it together and how to do the top and how to do the brim. So this is what it looks like. I love it so much. Like I said, I'm going to forever live in it now. And I actually just made a second one and put that in my shop, and my sister bought it immediately. She is in love with the whole mushroom craze as well. So we've got that like cottagecore vibe, mushroomy cuteness. And then I finished my big jellyfish, which I can't remember if I had put anything about that in my last vlog update. I still have that, and before I ship it off, whenever it gets purchased, it's in my Etsy shop right now, I will include it in a video. I just don't feel like going and getting it out because I have it wrapped up and put away to keep it safe and keep it from getting dust on it or anything like that. I have a cat and 2 doggos that like to shed on things, so I keep all of my yarn that I'm not like actively using in like a big cube storage thing with doors on it, with each cube having doors on it, to keep pet hair and things like that from getting on stuff, because nobody wants to have pet hair worked in. Although I do make sure I disclaimer in everything on my sales posts that I do have a pet friendly home, because we do our best to keep the pet hair out, but anyone with pets knows it's part of the fiber. It's part of the fiber art. It finds its way. So right now I'm working on a bee, and this yarn is so soft and so pretty. I love the like flecked kind of look. It's the I love this yarn tweed in navy. So this is the navy tweed. Look how cute that is. Get it to focus. I love speckled, flecked, however you want to phrase it, tweed kind of looks. And this yarn is surprisingly soft. Maybe it's just like, you know, when you switch projects and you're working with one type of material and then you switch to another type of material and you're like, that other yarn was not very soft, was it? I didn't even notice. Let me mute my computer. Or maybe you did notice and you're like, oh my god, so glad to have soft yarn now. But yeah, this is like working with like butter. Every time I say that, like the smooth as butter thing, my husband is like, working with butter? You're weird. I'm like, it's a phrase. Smooth as butter. Okay, so anyway, I'm working on a bee in this. I think it's going to be super cute. And then earlier today, I finished this bee. And I got new safety eyes, and they're so cute. Let me get it to focus. I got these new, like, very amigurumi, like, kawaii style safety eyes. Isn't that so adorable? And there's its little wings. It's got just little wings. I'm really happy with this. My husband was like, I'm going to keep that. I was like, you're just trying to keep everything nowadays. I made like a little chick for Easter time, and he claimed that immediately. I was like, that's fair. That could be your Easter present. So he kept the little chick, and I can't remember. He named it. I don't remember what he named it, though, off the top of my head. But yeah, so I've just been working on that. I got some new, like new safety eyes. I got those ones, and then I got some, because those ones have the circle and then like the 2 dots. I got some more like oblong, like oval shaped ones that are like 1 circle with 1 dot. So they're like another kawaii style eye, but like just a little bit different. And then I got some like glitter eyes, which I haven't tried using yet. I'm very like tentative about whether or not those are going to work out, just because the reviews were very mixed, like a very mixed bag on those. And you have to like assemble them yourself. They come with like the plastic and then like little like paper discs with the glitter on them. I don't know if you've looked at like the glitter eyes on Amazon, but that's what they are. And they like, so they come not assembled, and you have to like push the safety eye backing on to push the glitter eye up into the clear dome. So I'm hopeful that it'll work out. I'm thinking that it may have just mixed reviews and bad reviews because people didn't understand what they were supposed to do with them. And they didn't like look at the item very much when they were purchasing it, and they thought they would just come assembled like most safety eyes do. So fingers crossed that those work, because it would be really cool to be able to do glittery eyes. Right now I do like regular safety eyes, and my sister makes me felt eyes with her Cricut. So if you go back a few videos and you see like when I made like the big axolotl or the big unicorn, those were done with felt eyes that she had made on her Cricut. And those are really great for big projects, but for little projects it's like it wouldn't be very easy to put them on, and I just don't think they would look as good. I think they're really nice for big projects, but for little projects I feel like you want the safety eyes. And so I'm really excited about finding these kawaii type of eyes. I think that those are gonna like, I feel like this bee is really freaking cute. Like I feel like every bee could benefit from these little kawaii eyes. It's so cute. Apart from that, I don't have anything finished. I'm working on a bat. So this is gonna be a bat, believe it or not, and it is absolutely massive. It is so cuddly and soft though. So this is Katie's hatching. I don't think it's called hatching bat. I think it's Rona the bat, Rona the hatching bat, or something like that. But I will put that information in the description. It's got super long legs. If it sits like, this is what it'll look like when it sits. So the legs only look like that if you're like holding it. And, so my jellyfish that I'm going to have inserted photos of, I had an idea to do like a couple things in this like cottagecore kind of vibe and incorporate like flowers and vines, maybe some mushrooms, and just like adorn them. So if I successfully included my pictures, then you'll see that I did that with the cottagecore jellyfish. So obviously they're labors of love, making all of the vines and flowers and mushrooms and whatever I put on them individually. So I was planning on doing that with this one. I actually started this one before the jellyfish, but then I got like really into the jellyfish and I was like, this is going to be so cool. which it was. It came out really perfect. What happened was I got the idea in my head about making the jellyfish tentacles, some of them out of vines, and I was like, that's perfect for like the idea that I had. Being able to do that, I was like, it just lends itself to it so well. And then also the type of yarn that I used on that, which was just a Bernat blanket yarn. I cannot remember the name of the colors, but if anyone's interested, just drop a comment and ask like, hey, what was the yarn for this whatever thing, and I can look, because I do save the like labels from them. I just don't remember. But that yarn, I was like, the colors on it were really perfect for like a nature kind of vibe, like the greens and browns, like the earth tone kind of thing. But this one is like really Eastery. It's like a confetti, I don't know, it's just very pastel cuteness. And now that I'm seeing it working up, I don't know if I want to do that with it anymore, because that was like the idea I had when I was making it. But I think I might not do that with this one. But yeah, I'm really, really liking this. It's very huggable and just like, I don't know. I like it a lot. My husband actually commented that it looks like an imp. And I was like, well, it's going to have wings on it, and it's probably going to look even more like an imp. So it may end up being an imp. But I might keep this one. I don't know. I feel like, honestly though, I feel like that a lot of times when I'm making things, I'm like, I have to keep this one. But then like, eventually I'm like, okay, I can let it go. But I might have to keep this one. I think that's it. I think that, the jellyfish took a lot of my time, to be honest. I've been working on like a scrap gan, scrap shawl, scrap cardigan. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm currently just going to work on doing like a big rectangle, and I'll decide from there. It's, okay, so this is a thing that I've been talking about with my husband a lot, because a lot of people I notice in the yarn community, they consider scrap yarn, like, say you do a project and you have like a partial skein left over, they consider that scrap yarn. What I consider scrap yarn is like this. So when I think of like a scrap project, this is something I've been excited about doing ever since I started crocheting. When I think of a scrap project, I think of I think of tying all of these together, which I learned an invisible or like seamless tie method where like it will not come apart, which if you guys don't know about that, I think it's called like the magic knot. It took me a while of practicing, but I got it down. I had already tied like a bunch together before that, so I kind of plan on this project having like little bits of tail sticking out everywhere and stuff, because the pieces are like this big in a lot of it. And that's like what I wanted to do. Like, I love the idea of having something that's made of like little tiny scraps that are like tied together. Obviously very tedious. Like, you have to spend like hours tying them together before you can actually crochet. But that is going really well. Actually, let me grab it real quick. Okay, that took me a minute. Not that you'll know, because I'm going to clip it out. But I didn't realize this was in the other room. I thought it was in my project bag still. So this is what I have so far. And some of the colors are like this, where I got them. I got this from Goodwill like forever ago when I first started crocheting. Or I don't even know if I was crocheting yet. I might have just been loom knitting. So what I was trying to do for the most part is, I was thinking to do my little scraps, double-stranded together with, like slightly longer ones like this, you know, probably more what most people would consider scrap yarn. That way it's thicker and it holds it together more. So it almost gives the appearance of like that flecked tweed kind of look that I was talking about liking, where the tails are and stuff. Now I started sewing together my yarn with that invisible knot, or that magic knot, because it is a more like sturdy hold, especially for certain yarns like the velvet yarns. Look how cool. I'm excited about this. But It's very big. I can't even, this isn't stretched between both of my arms fully outstretched, and it's not tight. Like, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing with it yet, but the thing is, this is going to be a very like long ongoing project, as I have more waste or scrap yarn, because I used a lot of scraps in this. Like I had like bags, like gallon bags out the wazoo, and I used up most of them, if not all of them, and then I started making more actually. But this is going to take a lot of yarn, and also it takes a long time to tie together all the scraps. So what I like to do is save them up till I have quite a few, and then like just spend a night doing them. So these are a couple of scraps that I just have. This one's a bit longer, because when I have a center pool yarn and I take the yarn barf out of the middle for starting it, usually there's yarn barf a lot of times. Sometimes I just cut part of that off if it's not too big, or even if it is, and I just use it, and not necessarily for my scrap yarn. But this isn't like a tutorial or anything, but I was just going to show you guys real quick what this magic knot looks like. So you hold these two strands together, and then you go over your thumb twice, and then under your thumb once. And then you take these two pieces and you tuck them inside of the circle that was made by your two pieces that were over your thumb and the one that was under. And then carefully not to let the circles go up over it. Trying to get it to focus. Carefully to not let them go up over where you have your yarn folded. You start to pull. Like I said, carefully not to like go over that. And then you literally have a knot that you could not like pull out if you wanted to. And you can trim right up to the knot so that you don't have tails or like, you know, little extra bits of yarn hanging off. So these are like the knots that they do inside of your skeins of yarn when you get them. And they're literally like, you're not going to pull it out, and you don't have to have any excess yarn on them. So I'm like, that's like very useful, especially for color changes, especially if you're doing something that has like a lot of color changes and you don't want to weave in tails. For the most part, when I do color changes, I just crochet over my tails as I go, but still knowing how to do like a really good knot like that is very useful. Anyway, I think that's everything that I'm going to be having in this update. Thank you so much for watching, and say hi in the comments if you watch this. Bye guys!